Every day, there are incredible preparedness deals floating around the internet, but who has time to dig through dozens of websites to find them? That's why we created PrepperFinds.com, your one-stop site for the best prepper deals online. Our team scans the web, finds the biggest discounts on survival gear, food storage, water filters, radios, and more, and posts them in one easy place. No more wasting hours searching or missing out on limited time sales. At PrepperFinds.com, you'll see the best deals every single day, so you can save money while stocking up on what really matters. Check it out today at PrepperFinds.com. Bookmark it, visit daily, and never miss a deal that could keep your family prepared. That's PrepperFinds.com, where smart preppers shop.
Survive, thrive, stay alive. It's time to get prepared with the Prepping Academy podcast.
Welcome to the show. My name is Forrest. I'll be hosting this evening. This evening we got a great topic, and we're going to be talking about browsers. That's right, internet browsers. It needs to be talked about. Something needs to be said, so I'm here to say it. So most people think that Chrome is the most secure browser because it's the most popular and widely used. Safari, maybe if you got a Mac. So Chrome and Safari are definitely the two most used browsers. Maybe the Edge as well, but and we'll go through some of the numbers on that. But the truth is, not all browsers are created equal, and you need to know this because it can definitely change a lot of things. So when it comes to privacy and security, you've got to choose something probably that you're not using. You've probably heard of it, but you're probably not using the browser. So we're going to go run down through the browsers, what's best, what's mediocre, and what just you should absolutely stay away from. But I'm going to rank like the top 15 browsers. Some of them you may never heard of, but some of them you have. Maybe we'll get to 12. You don't need to know the 15, but these are straight out of the box, absolutely zero tweaks, meaning adjustments, meaning you download it, you use it. That's where we're going to judge every one of the browsers. We're not talking about extensions. We're just talking about the browser. You download it, you install it, you use it. That way, because, of course you can tweak things and change it, but most people don't do that. So we're going to go through how secure and private they are. And hopefully this will help you and get you on your path of being a little bit more private. Stop, companies from tracking you and being a little bit more secure too. So hope you guys enjoy this. We're going to get started. And, I'll give you all the ins and outs of the browsers. I've used them all. I'm very familiar with them all. So we're going to first start out with the number one most secure, built for being anonymous browser, and it's called the Tor browser. Now, don't go run out and get it, okay? But let's talk about it here. The Tor browser runs all your traffic through the Tor network. The Tor network was actually created by, I believe, Department of Navy, mostly for spies to get own a computer somewhere in the world and send secret documents back to America. I kid you not. It's now they stopped using it, and it's now a public domain, meaning many people across the world have kind of taken control over this network, the Tor network. But the Tor browser is the most private, most secure. It blocks all trackers, zero trackers. So no company, no one can track you from website to website. It isolates cookies, meaning you might get a temporary cookie for that one website. As soon as you leave that website, that cookie is gone, never to be, back again. It also resists fingerprinting. Fingerprinting, you're like, what is fingerprinting? Imagine fingerprinting is your browser ID on the internet. So every time you go to a website, that browser records about 50 things about you that you might not be aware of. It tells the website where you're from, your time, the language you're using, what kind of graphics card you have, if you have a video camera, if you have an audio card, the past websites you've been to, your IP address. It tells a lot of information. Oh, the plugins you have installed, the resolution on your screen. All this information by just going to a website is recorded by that website. And if you could imagine, if there's 50 different categories that they record, it can possibly identify you every time you come by the settings you have in on your computer and in your browser. That's called browser fingerprinting. The problem with the Tor browser, great. It is extremely slow. The Tor network is not known for being fast. It's like if you're trying to get to the grocery store, you're going to ride a tricycle. You're not even going to be in a car. That's how slow the Tor browser is. But for privacy and being anonymous, it's the best. If you have time, use the Tor browser. Sometimes you just need to break it out and use it because you want to go check some things out and you don't want anyone know what's going on. But the Tor browser is the number one browser when it comes to privacy and security. And you can, it's easy to find on the internet. Just search Tor browser. But it's the best. Number 2, straight out of the box, no settings, is the Brave browser. And the Brave browser is based on Chrome, but it has none of the Google features that track you whatsoever. So it's like you're going to buy a car, and if you buy a brand new car, you get all the features, the radio, the air conditioner, everything. But if you use the baseline of Chrome, the frame, you kind of just get the frame. You don't get any electronics. You don't get wheels. You don't get transmission. So that's what the Chromium base is, the kind of the hardware that, or the infrastructure when it comes to the software that it uses, but it has none of the tracking features. And many browsers do this. There's only like 3 companies that make browsers, and the rest just take what they have and change it. So Brave browser out of the box has a built-in ad tracker fingerprint blocking infrastructure, meaning it doesn't allow ads to follow you. It doesn't allow trackers to follow you. When you go back to a website, it thinks you've never been there before because it's deleted that information. It doesn't allow the browser to even fingerprint. It doesn't give the site enough information for it to record to even identify you the next time. It even has, this is the cool thing, a private window where you can get on the Tor network. So maybe you don't have to download the Tor browser. You could just download the Brave browser. This is the number 1 browser I recommend to all my students and my family. Everyone is the Brave browser. Out of the box is absolutely perfect for most people. So that's my number 1 pick. It's not the most secure, but it does have the most secure built into it. But the Brave browser. Next is LibreWolf, which you're not really going to, this one you've probably never heard of. but it is built on the Firefox infrastructure. It has by default very strict privacy and security settings. They have a very small development team, so some of their upgrades, if there's an issue, it's going to take them a while. Even though it's the third best in the privacy and security, I would kind of stay away from these guys, just for the fact if there's a big flaw or security issue, it could take them, 10 to 100 times longer than it could with Brave or Firefox, because they have big teams and big development and more money. But LibreWolf, there's no Google on it. It is great, but the problem is the downside is their upgrades, and they're slow to react when there's something that's going on. So that was number 3. Number 4 is Firefox. Firefox is open source. We get to see the coding. It has some tracking protection by default. It can be made better with settings, but that's, again, we don't want to do that because very few people go into the settings. But just know that even out of the box, Firefox is number 4. So my recommendation would be Brave number 1, Firefox number 2. Tor, of course, number 1. But Firefox, the great thing about Firefox and both Brave, they got big development teams. Something they could discover a flaw at noon and have it pushed out by 4 o'clock. They got money. They've got the development teams behind them. So next would be DuckDuckGo, mobile only. I believe it's only mobile anyway. I'm not a big fan of DuckDuckGo because in 2022 they lied to us about selling your information, and they did. They came clean. They said they were going to never do it again. But they came clean in 2022. They had a partnership with Microsoft, and I don't know. I always tell people, that high school girlfriend, she cheats on me once. I'm not the kind of guy that would go out with her twice. But if you are in love with DuckDuckGo, fine. I'm okay with that. But that would be my third, and that's mobile only. I would still use Brave. I would go to Firefox and then DuckDuckGo. Here's what I recommend with the DuckDuckGo. Install Brave. Go to DuckDuckGo inside of Brave's browser, and then make it your search engine. You can actually go into Brave browser, desktop and mobile, and make DuckDuckGo your default search engine. That way, you're using the search engine you like with the best browser, Brave. That's what I recommend, and that's what you should do. I'm not a big fan of DuckDuckGo's browser. They're a search company, less of a browser company. So that's just my 2 cents. Okay. Next is a ungoogle Chromium, which I wouldn't use anything with Chrome, to be honest with you. Absolutely nothing. But it's called ungoogle Chrome, and I wouldn't do it. But that is number 6 on the list. And I'm not going to go in a lot of details on some of these, but the next one is, I know they have a commercial, and I know you think, Mac is the greatest in the world, but number 7 on privacy and the security list would be Safari. Safari, they have a great development program, of course, but they have intelligent tracking, prevention. It's closed source. We can't see exactly what's going on. Are they lying to us? We don't know. Have companies lied to us before? Yes. I'm going to get to one in a minute, the big old fat lie. So number 7 is Safari. Number 8 is the Movad browser. Everyone thought this was going to be a great browser, but it's new. They got a small development team. They do partner with the Tor network, like both Brave and the Tor browser. But the problem is that they do have fingerprinting. It's just a small development team. It's catching on. They're getting, maybe in the future, I can give them a higher ranking than number 8. But right now they're number 8. Some of these you may have never heard, but the next one is called Waterfox, which means you probably shouldn't even try using them. But Waterfox is a Firefox fork, and it's small, very lightweight. It's kind of private and secure, but again, why would you use Waterfox if you have Brave or if you have Firefox? Next one is Epic Private Browser. They have a VPN built in. Wouldn't use it. There's Iridium browser. It's a Chromium fork, still security focused, but very small development teams. So number 12, let's get to number 12. Number 12 of all these browsers is Chrome. Don't use it. Literally, it's just imagine turning your camera, your microphone, and your keyboard and everything you do, and just send it. Don't even let them record it. Just send it to Google. Because that's exactly what you're doing when you use Chrome. And Chrome's probably, I don't know, it's probably the most used browser in the world. And it's just bad. I'm just telling you. I got the statistics on that. Chrome is 68% of the people in the world use Chrome. That means Google steps in your house. It watches exactly what you do 100% of the time. And it gets worse with Chrome. Google was sued because they were storing 156 million people's data browser history from people using Chrome in incognito mode. And I know you just probably started sweating right then. You're like, what? I was in incognito mode and they were found guilty for recording and storing that information. Yes, they were. So them websites you shouldn't have gone to, them bad ones you shouldn't have gone to, it's recorded. Them girlfriends you looked up in high school, yeah, that it's recorded. The rash, well, we won't get into that. All of that was recorded. Now, the government in the court case told them they needed to delete that. I can guarantee you the government has a copy of that because they buy that data from Google. So on one hand, they're saying you can't do that. You broke the law. On the other hand, they have it stored in the data center in Utah. So old data becomes less valuable. So don't worry about that. Maybe that will never be released and you'll be fine and you can live turning a new leaf, okay? Then it is Microsoft Edge. I mean, it's hard to say that something's worse than the Chrome browser, but I have to, because Microsoft on their computer, they record everything you do. Every keystroke, every mouse stroke, every website you go to. You can't make Chrome and Microsoft Edge. You just can't make them private or secure. You can't. Again, just send them what you're doing. Maybe it'd make it easier. And then there's some other browsers. But that is it. I just wanted to get to 12 and 13. Chrome and Edge is just literally just handing Google. Hey, let's take a quick break.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from PrepperNet for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at PrepperNet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at PrepperNet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.
Handing Microsoft exactly what you're doing. But you may be sitting there going, Forrest, I really don't do a lot. I just do online banking. I go to Facebook, check out my little kids' photos. Every now and then I'll click on, my ex-boyfriend's profile or my neighbor down the street. I don't really do anything. Does it matter? Okay, let's say that when you go and you change in your bedroom, but you never take all your clothes off. You just go down to your underwear. Do you still want that recorded? I don't, because they're recording it. And it's just none of their business. And not only are they recording it, the government's buying it from them. And they have been since 2008. They've been buying data from all the browsers, and it's from Microsoft and Google. Apple, they started in 2012 buying the data. You just don't want your data sold like that. So again, my recommendation, number 1 is Brave browser. Inside that, I would do DuckDuckGo or StartPage as your search engines. Okay, but Brave browser, number 1. Brave has a pretty good search engine, but if you're so familiar with DuckDuckGo, just go ahead and use that as your homepage or your search engine, and you can go in there and fiddle with it and put it in there. So Brave browser is number 1 of my recommended list. Number 2 would be Firefox. That's the only 2 I recommend. Why would I recommend any other ones? They're the best. Now, there's better, but they're going to be slow. But Brave and Firefox, that's where we're going to go. That's where we're going to stop with the browsers. Browsers are important. I mean, browsers can absolutely take your enemy away. So if you want Macs, be anonymous, you want to use the Brave browser. If you want speed, you want Brave browser or Firefox. If you want something for even Safari on a Mac, don't use Safari, install Brave browser. It works on Safari. And so does Firefox. You can literally install both them on a Mac, okay? And if you're on a Windows machine, install Brave browser. If you're on a Chrome, install Brave browser. So Brave works on all of them. I even use Brave on my Linux box, on my work machine. So yeah, take this is the truth. I'm just telling you. So when I looked at all these, I looked at their, the security, out of the box, privacy and availability and updates and things like that. So when I made my decisions on going through these, I did go with what I used because I knew the answers to all these things. So I looked at like security. How many updates do they have? What's their team? How much money do they have behind them? Then I looked at their privacy. What is built in? Their fingerprinting, their cookie isolation. Who owns the company? Like who owns Brave? Where does their money come from? And their tracking blocking. And then their teams. Okay, they got 32 people fixing, XYZ browser. Firefox has, hundreds of people working on their projects and everything. And that's kind of how I went through this. I didn't do this blindly on what I liked. Also, you can go through some reports. And some reports I found was Google Chrome is spyware. And you're like, what? It literally says spyware in disguise. Chrome is basically an extension of Google's advertising business. It collects telemetry, browser history patterns, fingerprints, user, and powered by ad targeting. Then Microsoft Edge, even worse than Chrome. And you're like, what? How can that be worse? Edge reports your browser activity, search terms, device, backup data to Microsoft. It just gets worse from there. Chrome isn't a browser. Chrome is a surveillance portal. I love that quote. Edge is Chrome on steroids. So I hope I'm making my point here. I hope you're smelling what I'm stepping in here. It makes a difference, people. It really makes a difference on what you use. So right now, so imagine if you're not doing any of these, everything you're doing is being recorded. Just understand that. And if you understand that and you're okay with that, that's okay. I'm not going to twist your arm. So to recap, looking at my notes, Chrome is nothing more than a spy portal on what you're doing, and Edge is worse. Okay. So let me do the numbers here on right here on. Okay, currently in the world, 68% of the people use Chrome. That's a lot of people. We're talking throughout the world. And you're like that, that's a lot of people. So 68%, 16% are using Safari. That's over 80% of the world are using the worst two browsers possible. Then a 5% is using the Edge, which almost takes it to 90% of the people are using the three worst browsers in the world. Meaning, big tech has got spy, they're recording, everything that you're searching is being recorded. The government buys every bit of that data from them. They store it in the Salt Lake data center. Look that data center up. It has over 1 million square feet of data storage, and they're storing it. Why are they storing it? I don't know, but they are. We know that from the Vault 7 documents that Edward Snowden leaked when he was a whistleblower. We found this information that they were selling that information. You can find articles about the NSA's buying your browser data. So, but anyway, I just thought I would just do a little report. Hopefully some of you guys will switch over to Brave. I will tell you, I do a free webinar every single month on privacy and security. You would love it. I'm just telling you, I give so much information in that free webinar. To get more information on that, you need to go to garvinacademy.com. I'll put it in the show notes as well. And I'll put a link right straight to where you can sign up. It's totally free. You just put your email in, and it's once a month. I do the webinar, but it's garvinacademy.com. It says at the top in yellow, it says sign up for a free webinar. I usually do 3 free webinars a month on different subjects. I do one on privacy and security. It's called Disappear on the Internet. I do one on cryptocurrency if you're interested in cryptocurrency. And then I do one on creating a home-based business. I've been pretty successful and fortunate in my life when it comes to businesses and home-based businesses. And I teach 3 webinars on that. Usually at the end or the first of the month is when these happen. I will put links to all 3 in the show notes, and you can sign up. And when this podcast comes out, I think it's going to come out soon. So you're going to probably have to wait till the end of the month before you can sign up. But anyway, hey, I'll put my contact information in there. If you got any questions or comments, leave it. Give me a 5-star rating. And thank you for joining us on the podcast. Hey, we love doing podcasts. I've been so busy. I apologize for not getting a lot out, but hey, we're working on it. We're here. Just keep waiting for us. We'll come out with another one. Hey, God bless you guys, and you guys have a great day, evening. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Prepping Academy podcast. Preppers Unite at www.preppingacademy.com.
Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at PrepperNet.com.